Good evening. How are we all today? Let's check my camera. Good. Let's just see the state of things at the moment. Oh yeah, I was trying to track down the vertical stuff a bit. But it still feels really good. It's better over here where it's not going so far. Once you start doing that, it's much worse. It starts chugging. But it's still playable, so I'm happy with that. Wait, what? Seriously? Oh, minutes is fine. That's true. I have been live for a little bit over 9 minutes. If it was hours, I'd have been concerned. I'm gonna just mess with the settings here a tiny bit. Oops, turn that off. And to be honest, I'd expect that to be about the same. Still sort of stays around 15-ish frames per second though, which is pretty good. And everything is smoothly moving. And then without anything, it's really smooth. Because at this point it gets up to 20, sometimes 30 frames per second. And it's probably doing a lot worse because I'm running OBS in the background, but it's fun. And then we have a thin wall that I can position forwards and backwards in a square. So that's nice. Sprites, obviously, including this lovely directional sprite that looks in the same direction. So the core code base here is pretty much done. There's like one or two small things I'd like to tidy up and add, but really anyone with a small amount of coding ability could probably get quite a lot done with this. But it probably does need a updated version of Dome to use. So that's fine. So I was doing. I thought I'd actually made a pull request for this, but maybe not. Yeah. Loop. Just getting a quick bit of Dome admin out the way, and I can get back to doing frames per second stuff. First-person shooter stuff. I can review that properly later on. Don't need to do that now. So I wanted to do a couple of different things. I wanted to go to my go update should have context, because honestly, if this is a descendant of the entity thing, it should really be doing this like that in the same way. And then really we should be doing something like context.get tile at position, and then we can basically go tile state can be our state. I mean, I'm sort of, yeah, this is a bit of an architectural issue. Where do I want to put this logic? And where should the data for this stuff be stored? It feels like map data, so it should be in the map. But then where does the actual processing code for that stuff go? So, because doors aren't entities in the same way that other stuff is, but it still represents a point of interest in the world. So maybe I have like a system and component approach to things, where I basically run through a bunch of functions, but that seems a bit iffy. Not sure I like that. Still. I like the idea of bounds checking here though, so I might do state 1 like that, because then that's always available, and then I can just do that. Because at the moment I have this context here, and it basically does standard entity updates, and then it updates all the doors, including handling, well, I suppose this one can actually be pulled in here, so then we go context.player. And then we just enable this check, and we just say if we are like that, and we do that. And then this gets a bit neater because it's just another phase of this stuff, and we pass this into here. probably want to split. Well, have a entities that is everything list, and then a sub list of that is just the drawable sprites for the renderer. So we'll come back to that one. For the moment, this should not have actually broken anything with respect to how doors work. But it has, so that's fun. That's really odd. Oh, that actually has to be there. I think. Maybe? It might just need to be there. No, it's not any particular difference. Oh, I know what happened. I've been an idiot. That's what's happened. You can't really make something equal itself and not have consequences. There we go. There we go. That's better. Because then you can do other things. Like, what if... maybe I just don't have this bit. For the moment. I think that bit's set up for it already. Ooh, that did something strange to that. Hmm. If something is a door, then we have to go get the door state. I don't know why that would have done something strange. It seems all fine and the same as it was. Oh, that would be why. I have to use the right kind of comment. Oh. Well, that's just weird. I don't know what's happened there. Clearly the error handling is not correct for this pull request, so, or this version of Dome at least. And the doors are a bit wrong because we don't have any of that bit. Or that bit. Then why does it just draw weirdly? Maybe it's just got the wrong default value. That does look a lot better for that direction. I'm not sure what's up there yet. Um, I just need to match the two sides. Wow, it's really put this here and really do it. If we actually encounter something that has the fin value declared. Because then you can do something else. Name. Because then you can basically be like, well, I suppose it's weird that it assumes that doors are thin without ever being specified, but we can come back to that, actually. Files. Yeah, the error handling is broken for this version of Dome, so I may fix that on stream real quick. If tile door like that, that one can go, that one can go here. I guess the question is really, do I only do this bit when it's thin? And I suppose so. This is probably broken. Oh, but that's because I've actually given it a value for thinness now. Yeah, but now it's not doing the correct calculations for passing through. Because it still needs to do some of this stuff. just check something, commit, and then I can start breaking things. Door. Oh. Right. That all seems fine. So the door's going to have a position anywhere in the square. Start a gram. So now I want to go and break stuff. Because the thinking is that we move this bit well, actually the thinking is that we have a if tile door or tile thin, then we do all of this bit. Like that. Because then I can pull this bit out here. And then yank these out to the top like that. So now I need to capture the right bits. To be honest, tearing this stuff apart right here is probably going to be really difficult. And not necessarily the best use of my time. But I want thick doors, damn it. No, let's not bother. It's not a good use of time. Context. So then we'd have var offset thing about Vim, I can basically do that. And then yank that out. Because then we can go if tile door, then we do that. As we say, these are the defaults for the door. Do it like this. And then this bit here goes like that. And we say if offset x is equal to 0 or offset. I messed up one of those conditions. If either of those are not 0, then we need to move something. So then I'd expect the door to be in the middle, because there's, well, it'd actually be at the position it's set to be in, which is there's the 2.5 sort of position. If I go to the main, and I say, no, I don't want doors to have any special properties. Then by default they break it, turns out. I've somehow messed this up slightly, so you end up with a value between 0 and 1. Your input value range is -5 to +5, so we're moving it around the center. If they're thin, then actually we do that. That seems to have just broken up. guess you run into the same thing, so you want this stuff. Here. Oh. That bit all seems fine, so what broke? Nope, I think I'm just gonna abandon this whole bit. Maybe? Maybe not. Tricky, 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 tricky. I did some of this door code so long ago now that I actually don't remember how it works exactly, and I don't want to try and reverse engineer it properly because it's all annoying. But anyway, as always, if anyone has any questions for me, I'm happy to answer. I partially sit on streams so that I can have an excuse to talk to people. It's nice, so it's a good time. Loop release. Well, that's a bit odd. Maybe I've just not acquired it yet? I do this, then that at least ends up at 0, and I can go make aha. Oh. I somehow put a thing at the top of the file. I've never caught that. Just pushing this. Live hotfixes. And make clean, because we have to rebuild so that I can run this at release speed. With optimizations. Okay. That's better. Doors open correctly. But then if I wanted to change where it was positioned, then I can go say 1.5 in a direction. And that would be useful for like secret doors, potentially. Which is something I'm sort of imagining in my head. Because of the way that rendering works, you can kind of hide doors and stuff because everything looks the same. So then we can have a class secret door is door. And it does the same stuff. New position, superposition, update. Context. Because then we can do things like then I can do stuff like if node is equal to -1, then we want a offset is equal to 0, I guess, and then we can be like well, they would be minus 0.5 or positive 0.5, but yeah. Context get tile at position. Tile thin is equal to offset I basically like I want a sort of door moving back and sliding open type deal, so that it's like it becomes clear that it's a door when you uncover it, which I thought would be nice. So let's do that. It'll probably be fairly slow. And you kind of need to change this based on the sign that you did, because of the way that this stuff works. If offset is, well, greater than or equal to because of stuff, then super.update this. Oh, context. Else do that. If the state is not equal to 0, well, if it's equal to 1, actually, then we do all this bit in reverse. This will break horribly. Oh. Right, helps to do that properly. That's trickier. Very close. Oh, I see. I see. Okay, let's see actually. What? Because at 0 it should be dead center. Or maybe it shouldn't be. Maybe it should be. No, 0 is actually full to one side, so it would be different. The offset would be like that. And 0.25. I think that would work better. So then we have 0 plus this much. If it's greater than this much, why is that negative? Stupid spam of people. Minus 20? That's really weird. I guess we do that, just to simplify things. Oh, I know what's happened. Mode is equal to is not equal to 0, and oh, actually that doesn't work either. basically I need to prevent it from doing this except while we are closing, I guess. I mean, it would probably just help if I capped the actual so this would run, and then it should be 0. Except actually it's different because tile thin sort of offset minus 0.5. There we go. Now we come up to one of these and go boop. And we'll make this speed. And then here we can override the speed to be 0.0. Just so that the door opens with a bit more style. And then if I back away from it. Yeah. So you could imagine that this has a different texture maybe, and then you just wouldn't know it was there unless you went up to it and it did stuff. You'd have to do some things that you knew it worked, but it's a nice idea at least. Very cool. So that's an example of what we could do with this system like this. It's not too bad to extend. So I think that's fine. And there's no particular reason why you need to be able to shuffle it around apart from to do things like that, but it's nice. Okay. That's those done. So that's kind of it. That's our core code. So I guess I need a README. Raycast example code. This. Well, actually, no. I mean, I want that, but I also need to do one other thing here, which was to go theme sprite entity.run, and I wanted to yank this bit. Because these things would be considered engine core code, I guess. We'll do core/entity for entity sprite player directional sprite. Like that. Move entity to core, and then I imagine everything breaks. /entity. Like that. Like that. And this one is actually going to be core/entity, like that. Then context. That's fine. Render, okay. Everything else seems to be fine. Got my nifty doors. There's a core. What I'm trying to do is separate out the files that are intrinsic to this engine versus the stuff that could be abstracted as game logic things and unique entities for a particular setup, so that someone can figure out more clearly what is necessary and what is not. Moving sprite. That's this one. Don't need the input group things, don't need input. Keys and map could go in the core. It might be good to have like a default scene so that some of this boilerplate core loop stuff is done automatically and then could be modified. But that's fine. Then main keys. Okay. It'd be good to have nicer settings for certain door things, but moving core engine into core folder. Because that then divides the game logic out from everything else. Speed. In a much neater way. And I think I'm going to stop here. I'm going to write up some documentation and this will be available. for the 7-day FPS Jam, which starts on Friday morning GMT. So hopefully people have enjoyed watching me sort of work on it and prepare it for you all. So have a good night. As Ruby has just reminded me, it does actually start at your local time zone, but that's fine. It just, whenever it starts for you, it starts at, in my time zone at least, 8 AM. But yeah. Plus it has no rules, so you can kind of just start now. So does it really matter? Anyway. Oh. Anyway. Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited about using this to actually make something. I'm not sure what I'm going to make yet, but put enough oomph into it. So, yeah, anyway. See you later.